After 3 months, I'm back on YouTube. I'm back on all streaming platforms. The Do Show's back. As you can see, I am filming new episodes, and I'm so excited for the upcoming episodes that are about to be recorded. And I can't say thank you enough to everybody who has been supporting and reposting videos and clips of the show. It's been incredible, and it's even more incredible now because now I'm having guest co-hosts come on the show. Like today, he's an artist, somebody I grew up with, somebody that I just got much love for, man. Like, for real. Make some noise wherever you guys are for my man Kendall. This is fresh. This is all fresh. Like, we gotta. Let me tell you something. When I filmed the everybody liked the Jay Bino episode. Everybody liked when I was filming with Jay. No one liked anything else. No one liked any of my episodes. And everybody like
been one of my best friends since 9th grade.
Yeah, so I'm trying to top that episode. For the next 12 episodes, we're trying to top this. We're trying to top that one that everybody is focusing on, and I was acting an utter fool on too. So we just gonna do it. So just what you wanna? Let's go. What you wanna? Let's just go. What you wanna talk about? What's on your mind? What's been on your mind? What's on your heart? What's on your heart?
I mean, as of recently, like, I've been thinking about this festival I'm trying to plan for next year. You know what I'm saying?
Can I play drums?
It's actually like, huh? Can you play the drums?
I want to play drums.
I don't know, man. Probably on my set.
No. Everybody else, they're paying me to play drums. Okay, I'm playing drums for everybody. No, I'm playing. I really. No. For real though, like real talk. Like I actually want to see it because man, I'm always like playing that stuff. I don't even get a chance to sit down and enjoy a good concert. Like
the origin behind it is actually kind of weird. Like it's a very unthinkable story. I finally decided to kind of like start the planning like maybe 2 weeks ago, and hopefully I'm gunning for next July. The name of the festival is called Backyard Boogie. The name came from an album that I love. It's by this artist out of Richmond, Virginia. His name is Sly Anakin, and he did a collab project with this producer. His name is Obla. And the name of the album was called Backyard Boogie, and every single song just has that like block party type of vibe to it. Especially if you're somebody who's like a fan of underground hip hop. So like, that was the album that made me a Fly Anakin fan. So like every time I listen to it, it hits better.
It hits home.
It ages every single time I listen to it, and I love it.
Kudos to you, man. I know.
Yeah, shout out to Fly again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the origin behind it is actually kind of weird though. It was on Juneteenth.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. You want to talk about that? The festival, the records and all that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It was Juneteenth. My cousin had just proposed to his girlfriend. Shout out to them. And we, they wanted to take pictures with the family and with the friends, pretty much everybody who witnessed the moment happen.
Yeah,
so we went into the backyard and we're taking pictures on the deck, like on the stairs of the deck. And, while we were in between shots, I was kind of like pacing back and forth along the top level of the deck. And I was like, it's actually a pretty reasonable size deck for a stage. And especially, being in a pandemic where everything is closed and, all the music festivals and all the concerts that people are throwing on have been pretty much postponed to like next year, almost as late as like maybe 2022. And it's like, maybe if all of this stuff kind of calms down, I can do some type of festival or some type of concert to kind of just get myself back into the groove of being on stage, because I haven't been on stage since the last Tuesday of January. January 28th was the last day I was on stage.
Sheesh.
Before all of the madness happened. And yeah, man. Unless the idea for Backyard Boogie was born, and originally I was gonna have it in my aunt's backyard. Like, the deck was gonna be the stage, and pretty much the entire yard was just gonna be, the audience or whatever. And
were you guys gonna have like were you gonna have like camps? Not to interrupt, but were you gonna have like cameras just like at you with like the audience and stuff like that?
I have some friends that were gonna do the cinematography for me, kind of capture the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use them for when we actually do this. And I remember talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "What are you gonna do for a venue?" Because she brought up a very valid point that my aunt has some very annoying new neighbors that just moved across the street. So if they were to ever file a complaint to the police about noise, then I'm like, oh dang, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to get shut down. So then I kind of started doing my research and trying to find another venue to have it at, and I'm hoping to put it on at the Merriweather Post Pavilion in Columbia, Maryland. It's an outdoor venue. A lot of concerts have been put on there. A lot of Howard County Public Schools.
I wanna perform there. Because I know artists. I wanted to just have a conference, like a music conference or a music, just a collective of musicians, for each day, and be like, yo, this artist is coming out, this guy's flying in to do this, and I'm the host of it, but I'm also an artist who's performing too. I wanted to do that, but it was
yeah.
I need help with that, and I need a team of people. So, I'm praying about that, and there's a lot of other things, similar to what you're doing. Is I'm trying to get in the works. I'm trying to achieve. So I'm just you know what? We just gonna pray this thing out, and hopefully God will make a way out of no way. That's that kind. That's how I'm all about faith. For real though. People be like, you gotta live in reality and stuff. Yeah, I'm living reality. I'm working. I'm grinding. But you gotta understand that the world is not logical. This life don't operate logical. Not everything is step 1, step 2, step 3. You know what I mean? It's just not like ABC. Sometimes you got your good days, and sometimes you got your bad days. You feel me?
The other reason why I kind of wanted to plan this is because I was trying to perform at some of the local fine arts festivals this year, like Artscape and the Columbia Music and Arts Festival. And when the pandemic kind of hit and they shut everything down, they had to postpone all of that stuff until next year. So it's dang, that kind of took a toll in my what I was trying to. It took a toll in my plans, and so I think I just enjoy the festival crowd, watching, live footage from Coachella and Summer Jam and Rolling Loud.
Those are hot, yo, for real.
Those festival crowds are crazy because it's a giant melting pot of different music fans, especially if there's artists in the lineup that people may not necessarily listen to or not super familiar with their work. It kind of gives them a chance to listen in and really tap into what their artistry is like. And with Backyard Boogie, I'm kind of giving the underground kind of a chance to put themselves out there. And literally every single artist that I have in the lineup are probably people that nobody has ever heard of, including myself. So it's just it's giving a chance of all of these, quote unquote underground artists a chance to kind of like get used to the atmosphere of being on stage and performing in front of people rather than just recording the music and just putting it out to the public, but also seeing them in a totally different light rather than just artists, but also seeing them as performers. Because, sometimes you got to separate the art from the artist and separate the energy. Because, they can make amazing music and make amazing songs and people love it. But the moment they, perform live, the energy's not there. They're not, it's not a call and receive type of situation between audience and artist.
And
So,
I will say this though, when it comes to actually, you know, seeing the live performance, seeing people who actually, grind and who can actually present something in their sound to people, it's almost like, okay, this is how I'm going to judge your music. This is how I'm going to judge how the record sounds. Because whatever you present to me, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to get his record. Because he has the same energy. If he has the same energy in person, he has the same energy in the studio, or even better. So it's just like, let's figure out the performance thing. Let's figure out how we, like, if I can really do this music thing, like not just be in the studio as the engineer be like, okay, let's do this thing, and yeah, you're busting out rhymes and lines and stuff like that, and singing or rapping or whatever you do, spoken word. But when it comes to an audience, it's almost like, I messed up. Oh, I messed up. You can't
elevate past the,
like you can't do
yeah,
any. There's no redos in performances. It's like
yeah, you gotta elevate past what you
nail
used
it.
to. So, like, if anybody who's ever, seen footage of me performing at like Golf Ultra Lounge, um, I kind of like try to match the energy of the room. The Golf Ultra Lounge, that's kind of like, it's a very small spot, so everybody that it only holds like maybe 50 to 60 people at most. I might be wrong, but like, um, yeah, it's a very small and intimate, very intimate environment. So it's like the energy is kind of like just tight together.
Yeah, yeah,
It's all mashed into one giant uh, nucleus, I guess.
yeah.
And it's just, I love performing there, and this is like it's a very intimate vibe. I enjoy that type of stuff too because it feels like you're part of the audience too, even though you're the one that's doing the work. And um, what I'm trying to like gain from doing backyard boogie is just hopefully the word will get out and people will want to attend that following year. Like we're trying to make this an annual thing. I kind of want to start. I want to start off small. Like I'm not trying to have like a extremely huge crowd, and I'm also not selling tickets for this first one. It's gonna be a free show, and then we'll talk about ticket sales probably that following year if all goes well. But just I'm pretty much just trying to give opportunities to people that are trying to put themselves out there, uh, using a different method rather than just social media. Social media is a great way to promote your stuff, and a great way to network, but like
It's
sometimes
not everything,
you know
honestly.
it's also because like not every you may have a certain amount of followers, but not every single one of them is
Gonna
going to connect
show,
with you.
yeah. I,
Like I have like almost 1,100 followers on Instagram, but I already know well that not all not all of my followers are watching it. It's probably going to be like a cool 120 to 200 people at most. So it's not even like a very big fraction.
when you have an opportunity to be great, and
Yeah.
you have to know who to connect to. You have to know who's who to get to who. You have to know who's who to. Oh, it can also be in the situation you need need to know who's who to establish your dream, establish your goal or company or label or concert or conference or whatever it might be. And for me, I have, like music. I have a music career ahead of me. I also have an acting career ahead of me. I also have being a talk show host ahead of me. And I literally just speak these things. And I'm like, okay, now that I, wrote it down, I wrote what I want to do down. I know what I want to do. Like, I established that, like, hands down. Now it's time to manifest. And however way you can do it, whether it is, networking or marketing or, relationships are the greatest resource, connections, whatever it might be, go for it. Don't hesitate, because the only person that's stopping you from being great
is you. I'm actually glad that I honestly can say I have a pretty decent lineup. Like, all of the artists, I know them personally. They're all friends of mine. I've known them for like some years now, and like, I know what they're capable of doing. So
yeah,
I've been on stage with maybe 4 or 5 of them. So it's
yo, you sound like you're doing like really well. Like, for real though, I see this like being a big thing, like almost even bigger than you. I think big, and I'm like, this could be a Coachella, and this could be like the next Coachella, or could even be bigger than Coachella. Like you don't know where this could take you. That's why it's like expand your horizons, expand your options. Like, don't have any limits, because like, yo, you're doing great. You're doing you, and you're grinding, and you're not sitting down. I know people have heard me say this when I was filming episode 4. You're not sitting down at grandma's house eating chips all day and watching Cartoon Network, and then you want to go to the studio and make a hit record and say, oh, it's not I'm not manifesting. It's not coming out the way I want it. It's because you're not putting any time. You're not putting any effort at all. And you're waiting for an opportunity to come when you could be the opportunity for yourself. You could be that person who could walk into a company, present something to a bunch of executives, and make your mark right there. Not for them to come to you. You go to them. Like, real talk, for all the artists, for all the musicians, for all the producers, and I'm not an experienced one either too, so this is for me. It takes people to lift you up so you can be the best version of you. So you can be you can be your biggest fan, so you can be the best version of you, so you can be great in what your gift is and what you love to do. And like, yo, hands down, I'm the first one who's buying tickets. And y'all can get on me on social media, but I am going to buy. And that's why I was saying, I want, if I don't come to the show, I'm still going to be the first one to buy tickets, because I was like, you could do a live stream. I'm not pushing you. I'm just saying, because I cannot always come to stuff. But I'm like, yo, do whatever you can to make it. And like, I'm not saying this because I'm on camera. I'm not saying this because it's corny or cliche, and I'm not saying this because everybody else says it. But I want to be there. I want to be at everybody's concert. I want to see everybody in the process of them being great. Because once you become this big thing, I want to be that person saying like I knew him. I was there when he was doing this back in like Baltimore or Maryland or wherever, or in like wherever. I was there.
I
I'm
can say that about a
I
lot of
I
artists
I I am
that
I
people look
am
as legends.
I invested time. I was like, this is, I invested time and energy into just having conversations and like having fun and just like living life and just being grateful for my blessings and being connected to people who think like me, who act like me, and who have as much faith that what they're doing is not a waste of time. That's just some hope for people out there who are like, yo, I don't know if this is going to work or not. You know what Steve Harvey said that really stuck in my mind? If you don't ever jump, you'll never know if your parachute will ever open. You gotta jump. You gotta jump. You'll never know unless you try.
Yeah.
And my time is up, so I'm gonna end. Stick around, there's more of the Adu Show after this.